To get game number 4 started.
Let's go ahead and do it,
Jumping
man.
up Skype, please.
Oh, there's nothing on Skype, but we'll have it right here.
Yes, please. Thank you. All right, and let's go ahead and get things started. Take us away.
All right, guys, so this is going to be game 4 between Rain and Fnatic. So far, Fnatic taking 2-1 over Rain, but Rain making a little bit of a comeback in the last game with their best player, arguably the best player. Some players will say Kiwikaki as well is very good, but that just means that if Artis loses, that means they have another backup weapon. They've got Kiwikaki waiting to play the next game.
Certainly.
So we'll see what happens. It's Tal'Darim Alter, guys.
And here we go. We have FnaticMSI's John Fay spawning here in the top left-hand corner as our pink Protoss. His opponent is the aforementioned Rain Artist. He is our blue Terran player, and we are cross positions here on Tal'Darim. And we've seen a couple of macro games so far, and they've been playing very, very large maps. We've already seen Terminus, is what I meant to say. Terminus and Crevasse. Now Tal'Darim. So we have very, very large maps. Yeah, and Shakuris. There you go.
John Fay, is that his name? JF? John Fay?
Yes, he always did it. He always did it backwards for a long time, so it looked like Naj or something like that. But it was always just his name.
His name backwards.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, it's kind of like Rec Roll. Do you know who Rec Roll on Team?
Yeah.
Lurker.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty creative stuff, guys.
That's a knee slapper.
Yeah. Indeed. Well,
anyway.
We do have knee slapper. We do have JF here. He's going to be the pink Protoss, excuse me, at the top left-hand position. Already scouting over to the right side to check for the position of Artist. And, you know, Artist already fresh off a quick Terran versus Protoss win. Would not surprise me to see him play the same exact game.
Yep.
And take another win here off of JF, but we'll see how JF plays.
And to, who is that? Hash27, who asks, what is the name of the song in the ad in progress? For the 1,000,000th time that we've answered this question, we have we subscribe to a service that gives us royalty-free music, and it's just generic music that we throw in there. We just thought it was cool. So for the 1,000,000th time, it is just generic music. We don't actually know if it's publicly available. So, anyway.
We'll have to ask one of our editors to see, because they are the ones who make the music work.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
They find out where that music is found and whether or not it is generic. But we'll see what happens here. Tal'Darim cross spawn, you know, would not surprise me to see a very big macro game here, given the spawn positions. And, you know, given that we've already seen artists play a very macro style based Terran versus Protoss gameplay, I would not be surprised to see him do the same thing again. And he's going to go for that one barracks expand. And JF is going for that cybernetics core. And let's see if he, like his previous teammates, goes for that double gas as well.
Well, he actually, if he was mirroring the build of Night End so far, he's not done that because he doesn't have the second gas down already. It may come in a little bit, but this is certainly a little more indicative of some sort of one-gate expand or something like that. Indeed, he is sending down the probe. He's got the 400 minerals saved up.
Yeah.
And there we go. So that's going to come up at the same time. We see, I would assume, sometime. Warpgate Technology's got the 50-50 there. Maybe
not. He might just be going nice chrono boosting a stalker, man.
There we go.
He may just be, yeah, well, there you go. Finally getting the Warpgate going. So a little bit late right there on the Warpgate. But I was wondering, maybe we might see some Void Ray action here coming out of JF, which would be a very surprising strategy given that, you know, it's such a big map.
He does have a lot of gas saved up, but we'll see how he ends up using that. Of course, he does only have the one Vespian Geyser taken. There we go. There's number 2. That's what we were looking for before. But Artist opening pretty much the same way. 3 racks and double gas at exactly the same time that we saw in Crevasse last game. So looks like it's going to be, for all intents and purposes, the same build. We'll probably see 3 racks into Medevac, but he has played a very, very defensive game so far. Well, I don't expect any sort of huge timing pushes unless he's able to get any scouting information to the contrary, of course.
Yeah, and the SCV does get picked off by that stalking stalker. Kills off the SCV. That's what they do. They do their job best when they're stalkers. But he's going to get that robotics facility down fairly quickly, JF is, and very similar to his old teammate Night End's playstyle. I wonder if he's just going to go quickly for that Colossus play.
And let's see, another probe queued up and ready to throw down the structure, but of course he didn't have a whole lot of money saved up, so it's going to be down here in a little bit. Looks like he's saving up another 150 for another gateway, 150, gateway. All right, so 3-gate robo. Again, 1-gate robo, or sorry, 1 gate to expand into robo into 2 additional gateways. And that's actually, as you mentioned before, exactly what Night End opened with as well. So JF going to have to get away with that stalker. He is starting to take permanent damage. Artist with good control, working that down to just 27 hit points.
Yeah, both players trying to do the little stutter micro right there. And sometimes when you're doing stutter micro against another player who's doing stutter micro, you got to make sure that, well, the way to win is to out-stutter them. So you got to get that step in before they get their step in, and then you get the shot and they don't. So it looks like Artis out-microing JF for just a little bit there. And in the background, we do have Engineering Bay and plus Stim coming on the way with Marauders as well. So pretty much the same playstyle out of Artis. He's going to go for the Marine Marauder Bio Ball. He's getting that factory down right now, and he's probably going to get that Starport down immediately after that, get the dropships out. And I would love to see him go into that mobile style of Marine Marauder play. You can drop M&Ms off in the main, in the natural of the Protoss player, and you can do so much damage against a Protoss who's unsuspected.
And Perfect is already disgusted with Artis' play, so he decides to leave his teammates and goes away. Not at all related to the fact that he probably had somewhere else to be at that moment or wanted to warm up for a future game. No, he was disgusted, so he left.
You know, you would think the best way to warm up would be watching this game, so you're prepared if your teammate loses, right? But the thing here is a lot of times they just disconnect because, you know, their internet sucks.
Yep, it is very possible. And of course, the lag spikes aren't recorded in replays or anything like that, so he very well could have lagged out there.
Yeah, it's very well possible.
So here we go. Artist indeed is going to have that strong medevac play in once again and dropping down Tech Lab and a reactor. So
that's a double reactor.
Yeah, no, one of these.
Oh, excuse me.
One
No,
of these
I was looking at this one right here.
Oh, no worries. I understand. Yeah, he does have another reactor
that's
coming
going
down,
on
but
the
it's on the factory.
Right.
Yep. So
I was going to say, that's a little interesting. You know, the mass marines or something?
But it is going to be double Marauder production, so that's to be expected at this point. Marine gets up there and says,
wow.
Hey guys,
I want to try to kill the rocks off too. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just going to chill here by the S7 minerals.
So funny, he just ran to the back, and
I don't think JF realized.
No, he would have certainly sent out one stalker just to fire the last hit if he had actually noticed it. So here we go, Robotics Bay plus Forge coming down. So a later switch to Colossus came after 4 gateways this time around, and not as much tech invested in. And I think that this is a lot safer option for JF than the Night End's build was. Leaves him a lot less susceptible to any sort of early pushes or anything along those lines.
Yeah, it definitely leaves them a lot less susceptible. However, given that they've spawned cross-spawn, the likelihood of Artis attacking is extremely low. You know, it would take forever for Marines and Marauders to walk across the snap and then reach the natural of JF. So, you know, I feel like if JF had went for the build that Night End went for, he would actually be ahead right now. So I think in relative terms, with the last game in mind, I think he may be a little bit further behind. But it's still a safe build.
And it is certainly safe. And he has the gateway backbone to engage a pretty decent-sized force. But, of course, now Artis has been producing off of this for quite a significant period of time. He's even reinforcing with a couple of medevacs.
Artis
I know his brother.
I'm sorry. You know, Artis might be thinking here JF is playing the same playstyle that Night End's playing. And that's why he's sending out this Marine Marauder ball right now. He's going to try to do whatever damage he can, but he's going to be encountering a lot more forces than he would have predicted. Although JF doesn't really have that many, but he has more warp gates in the background and he can warp in more.
It is high energy sentries as well, so we can cut the forces in half. Oh, and there we go. There's a Colossus, and it looks like additional units
There's
are
the Marine. Oh no, it went down. I'm so
He
sad.
got pummeled. Anyway, so here we go. Artis is going to move out now, and it looks like he's just going to try and get vision to the high ground and pick off any structures that are sitting up there. It is very, very annoying, and it's a pretty good play as well as it pulls units out of position at the very least.
Yeah, and Artis doesn't necessarily need to commit anything. The only unit he has to be careful about losing and be cautious about is the dropship, because the dropship is the unit that provides the spotting on the high ground. And it looks like now Artis is going to go around the backside, finds a pylon, picks it off. He's going to get that probe up there as well. No, that's another pylon. So JF's prospective expansion is going to get picked off, and JF is going to be limited to at least 3 bases for now.
Yep, and Artis just finished up his third as well. Even putting in another orbital command doesn't feel like he has to put down a planetary fortress or anything like that. Feels plenty secure.
Oh, he almost gets the observer right there. He was chilling just a little bit too close to that missile turret. Is he going to drop the scan? Oh! He actually scanned, thinking the observer was going to keep going. JF was trying to outplay him by just stopping it over the little, what is that, the little hill?
Yep.
And he stopped just a little bit too late.
And it looks like JF has a pretty significant force now. The only thing he's lacking in, no, not even upgrades, really. I mean, we see 1-2 coming up now for Artis, so that's not really anything out of the ordinary for either of these players right now. So this is actually pretty good. There's just a factory floating around there. But, yeah, JF is on 3-base economy. He's got 4 additional gateways coming up. This is going to be 8-gate robo with significant upgrades. Charge already being researched, and a Templar Archives being put down as well. So he should have that very easy transition period into Charge Lot Archon after the first engagement.
Yeah, JF is playing pretty solid game right now. He's got a lot of units on the field. He's going to get both tech routes, really. He's got Colossus, and like you said, he's going to get charged on Archon. But you know what? If you look at Artist's side, he's got Vikings already. He's got... does he have Ghost Academy? I was going to say he's got Ghost Academy. No, he doesn't.
Take a look. Yeah, he does,
there we go.
He has 2 Ghosts.
So he's already got his mixture very well rounded as well. And if anything, I feel like Artist is ahead now because he's getting turrets in the middle of the map. He's establishing map control. I honestly feel like Artist is at an advantage right now.
And very happy with his macro at the moment. Let's actually take a look. This is actually pretty fun as well.
With Archons, no storm.
A bunch of Archons are actually being worked in. So there we go. But this is actually kind of fun because Artist in last week's Team Arena was actually able to draw units back to the missile turrets and was able to kill a couple of Colossi because of that, and actually enabled him to win the game. He almost lost one all-in from States. Yeah, it was pretty fantastic, actually. So Artist knows how to make use of these structures in the middle of the map. Another poor observer does go down. But Artist has got, like you said, pretty varied unit composition to deal with almost anything he sees out of JF.
Yeah, but now I've got to say JF has a very varied unit composition as well. He's got those Archons in the front, and Archons kind of rip through Bioforces pretty easily, especially if you engage in the right way. They got to be in the front. They got to do their damage in the right format with the rest of the forces behind them. Now, it looks like that factory is going to be scouted, is going to be picked off as well. Storm now finally on the way. I was going to say, is JF going to get Storm? Storm is absolutely crucial to deal with those Marines. Finally getting that down. He's also getting Blink as well. So JF is a little bit behind in those upgrades. He's going to have to wait for that Blink and the Storm to come out before he can really attack.
One thing JF has going for him, though, certainly, is the fact that...
Wow, he's getting everything to kill off that factory.
Oh, and actually, if Artist would push right there, that would be pretty bad. But anyway... one thing that JF has going for him is that he only has 2 Colossus up, and Artist has a ton of Vikings. Not only that, but he also invested in +1 weapons for air. So yeah, those Colossi are going to go down very quick, but right now...
Most of his army isn't Colossi.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Artist will have overinvested into those Vikings here for a little while.
Chinese infantry army of zealots. They're ready to go, and they're going to charge right into the Marine Marauder ball. A beautiful bunch of EMPs go off, and it looks like the Chargers are going to get right up in there. The Marines and Marauders are pretty clumped up right now, but the Archons are in the back, and they're not able to get into the Marines and Marauders, and that means that Artist is going to take control of the middle of the map and kills off all of JF's forces.
Yeah, not only that, I think he's going to win the game outright right now. I mean, that was a ridiculously good engagement for him. The way that, those Archons should have been taking damage the entire time, but they just weren't. So Artist is going to be able to make his way up, pick off a number of other units, even targeting down the High Templar at first. We do see another Archon coming up. There's another stem out of Artist. He does have to watch out because his units are pretty low at the moment. He needs to cloak those ghosts and get him away, and he's just running away for the time being. There we go. Just managed to save 2 of them. Yep, and the rest of the units are going to go down for JF.
I was saying earlier that if JF is going to go with this kind of mass Archon style, he has to be very, very careful because charge lots are so much faster than Archons. Archons love to get stuck behind your army, and if you're going to engage the Terran player, you have to make sure your engage is perfect, and that's why it's kind of hard to use Archons. And in that engagement, JF's Archons were not at the front; they were just chilling at the back, being lazy, sleeping on the couch. And they didn't do their job, so Artist is going to win the game just because of that.
And here we go, EMP is going down on the Colossus.
That Archon's trying to redeem himself for his buddies, but it's too late.
Yep, and unfortunately he is going to die. Sad Archon.
Don't
oh yes, the mule.
Oh yeah, Artist.
And there's something.